So today I want to talk about spirit cards or animal cards, which is what we were discussing last week about spirit animals. So let's pull a card. But before I do, I'd like you to hit subscribe and the bell, as this will help get information out to others that may help them or connect with somebody that you're not sure of. So these are the spirit cards. They're quite amazing. They're Power Animal Oracle cards, and these are by Stephen D. Farmer, and he also has a Spirit Animal Guides book as well. So when I did my training, I was trained with these two tools, if you like, and I've worked with them ever since, and I find them absolutely fascinating, especially the books. That's like my Bible. So I already shuffled and pulled a card, so I didn't want to bother you with that. And interestingly enough, opossum come up. That's that guy there. So I use these cards, not very often, I suppose, but now and again. But for these purposes, I wanted to pull a card first. And the same author is the guy in the Bible. So I'm more into the Bible because I'm very aware of live animals and meditational animals that come into me. But I haven't pulled a card for a long time, and this was quite interesting. So I pulled a possum, and the message is quite profound, really. It's broken up into various parts. So the first part of the message is, in order to accomplish whatever you have been trying to achieve, it will be necessary to stretch yourself a bit further, more than what you think you can. So this year, interestingly enough, at the Mind, Body, Spirit events run by White Light Events, I'm changing what I've been doing for my offerings for the last 2 or 3 years. And for the first time, I'm stepping into this year's energy, offering healing demonstrations, energy healing demonstrations, using the drums and spirit-led healing, such as soul retrieval, past life. But you know, I am a human, and I do have doubts that come in from time to time. But this part of the message is, when I feel into it, is keeping me on track, but also giving me a message to be prepared to fine tune. So like duck and dive, dodge and weave, and maybe what I'm offering needs to be altered a bit in the way I deliver it. So the next part of it said, the situation you find yourself in will require you to be a good actor, in that you'll have to exhibit behaviour that's the opposite of what you are thinking and feeling. So again, this message is affirming my new role this year, what I'm stepping into. And as I feel into this part, because I feel into the card and see what my intuition gives me as well. And to me, it means as though I'm stepping out of my comfort zone. So for the last 3 years, I've been in a comfort zone of what I've been doing, and I've always had somebody to lean on, like my teacher, for instance. But this year, I'm leaning into spirit. So I have to trust what they're saying. And until my confidence builds, I suppose I may have to wear a positive mask when I'm working, because I never know whether they're going to step in or not, and especially when I'm doing demonstrations. So it's one of those, jumping off the cliff and seeing what happens. But maybe to the public, the face, I'll have to just... So I was a salesman. All my life I've been a salesman. So that's what I'm pointing to by a positive mask. I used to have a huge fear about walking into companies and having appointments with people. And inside I was dying, but the face was very confident and happy. So that's what that part means. And the next part of the message says, do some planning and develop an effective strategy for the object of your concern, with backup plans in place in case your first effort doesn't work out. So this part is great, as I've had no idea how this is going to unfold. So again, I felt in for further guidance. And again, it's just reaffirming that I need to trust the journey, and then maybe try one thing and then try another So be very open to how. So those words are now coming in even more, is no expectation. So going in with no expectation of how it's going to unfold and just go with the flow. And so maybe what they're saying is, I don't really need a plan. I just need to allow things to happen. And this is an interesting one. If you're in a tight corner, allow your instincts to find a way out. Well, that's quite amazing. I think that when I feel into that, that's just reaffirming to me that I'm getting a message, because all my life, when I've ever been in a tight corner, I've always sort of relied on my instincts. That's quite an interesting part of the message, as I've been in many tight corners in my life and I've trusted in the guidance to pick through it. So the last part of the message is really interesting. Study Aikido or Tai Chi in order to learn the dynamics and receptive forces as useful approaches in challenging situations. Well, that's even more fascinating, because I used to do Qigong, and it's been coming into my path maybe to do it again. But I also Googled the other day, believe this or not, I Googled the difference between Tai Chi and Qigong because I was curious. Well, Qi and Qigong, or Tai Chi, is our energy, is our life force. That's what it's about. But the interesting thing I learned for a difference between the two is Qigong is sort of health moving for the body, and it just works on the healthy body and the energy and realigning the energy and perhaps trying to clear blockages. For me, it helped me get more to the feeling of my energy and connecting with my energy and self. But interestingly, Tai Chi is the martial arts version of that. So they step like into a block situation like that. Quite fascinating. Google it. So I hope you find that interesting. And I'll see you next week when we'll go a bit deeper into these things. But I just remember this book. Okay, he's the guy. And that's when I said to you that if you know where to look last week to get messages, this is where I get mine from. So the first part is a message here. And if you go to the other side of the page, that section there is if it's your power animal. And the way you know if it's your power animal, if it's every one of those lines that they're offering you is a tick box. No ifs, buts, maybes. Don't try and make it fit. It's a tick box. It's got to be a definite yes. So there you go. That's closed off for the time being on animal and spirit guides. And if you've got with me so far and you're still with me, thanks for listening. And I'll catch you next time. Take care.